Today we're going to talk about advanced editing techniques. Now, whether you're shooting live video or you're just doing an interview that didn't quite come out exactly the way you thought it because you added extra words, made some extra mistakes, and generally did things that made the interview not smooth. Now this is where advanced editing comes in. If you take a look at this sound, we can do a lot with it here and make it all sound perfect in the end. Stay tuned. Okay, what we have here is an interview that I did for a blog show, and we actually recorded video of the call so that we could actually make a YouTube video from it as well. The interview went pretty well. You know, there was a lot of information. The one thing that I didn't like when I went back and listened to it is I put a lot of fillers into it. I mean, I feel like, you know, especially when questions are new sometimes and you're not properly trained, you can have a lot of filler words in there. And by filler words, I mean things like I have some other ones that I use, you know, over and over again when you're trying to really think about what you're going to say. So it's really good to be able to first recognize these things when they happen, and two, be able to remove them and take them out. And the good thing we learned in last week's video, make sure you go back and watch it in terms of covering your video when you cut it with visuals. But in this case, we can cut our audio, and then if we need to later, we can get some other kind of image or video to lay over it. That way, when it sounds good and the video is jumping in the beginning, we can fix it in the end. So again, we're just going to focus on the audio here, but just know that the jumpy video doesn't have to be the final destination here. We have ways to deal with that as well, and you can look at that other video if you need to. So I'm just going to go ahead and listen to part of this.
Great, okay. Maybe we do this. Let's just do
No, wait.
Okay, some stuff in the beginning where we're trying to figure out some technical. So let's, okay, it looks like I have a...
Okay, well, thank you for having me, first of all.
Alright, so here's the first question. We're going to start it right here.
Okay, well, thank you for having me, first of all. My name is jumpy Robinson. I work for a company called Visual Expression. Started about 2001, and really we focus on using video to just really promote your company. We started off, teaching people how to use multimedia to create their own video projects, and with the emergence of video online, it's really become possible for people to not only do their own videos, but to have video content that they can produce all the time and have people know who they are. So I think it's really important that people just create their own video content and really promote themselves using whatever they have around them.
Okay, we're just going to stick with this right now. Obviously, we could do it for the entire video, but I'm just going to focus on this section here. There's enough in here that we can work with. Now, as I listened to it, as I say we noticed a few filler words there. One was there were several ums, there were several ahs, and then I have another filler that I like to use a lot, which is the you know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this audio and just remove all of these every time I get to one. So I'm going to play through it and then make note of each time there's a filler word and then remove it from there.
Thank you for having me, first of all. My name is...
So there's a here. So first thing we do is we isolate the and then we can just remove it.
First of all, my name is jumpy Robinson. I work for a company called Visual Expressions. Started about 2001, and really we focus on using...
Alright, I don't like this here, so we'll take this out. And again, as we zoom in, we can isolate the sections and just remove them.
We focus on using video to just really promote your company. started off.
There's another here.
To promote your company. You started off to promote your company.
And there's just a little bit more here. I'm going to take that off.
Your company. You started off, teaching people how.
And then there's my I'm going to remove that. And then this is a good opportunity also to take out any extra space. There was kind of a space between these two parts. I can take a lot of that space out, and then when it plays through, it sounds smooth.
Promote your company. You started off teaching people how to use multimedia to create.
And that's another thing that we can take out while we're going through things. We can take out these long sections, these long pauses. Generally these are when you're thinking of answers or taking a breath, things like that. You can remove things like inhaling, long silences, all of that using the same method. So the idea here is to get this video to play as smoothly as possible. And again, we're just listening to the sound part. Let's not worry about what the video looks like, because as we cut things out, it will jump a little bit more.
Their own video.
So I like that.
Their own video.
Again, there's a there.
Their own video projects, and with the.
There's another in here. Again, we're just going through and taking out the stuff we don't want.
And with the emergence of video online, it's really become possible for people to not even emergence of video online. It's really we started off teaching people how to use. It's really become possible.
And again, we can fix things like mistakes. I stumbled on the word become. So I can take out that first mistake.
It's really become possible.
Oops.
It's really become possible for people to not only do their own videos, have people know who they are. So I think it's really important that people not only do their own videos, but to have videos.
Again, another mistake here.
Not only.
There's another
Not only for people to.
And again, that space and all those mistakes can come out. Actually, let me just save this. I'm going to save this. We'll call it Interview Fix.
Not only do their own videos, but to have video content that they can produce all the time and have people know who they are. So I think it's really important that people just create their own video content and really promote themselves using whatever they have around them.
All right, so when we're done, we have something that will play through well. And again, I have the video off right now because we don't need it distracting us right now. It's not going to be perfect at this point, and we don't want to go ahead and be looking at that. But let's listen.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. Okay, well.
So let's just start with thank you for having me. Let's get rid of that stuff in the beginning.
Thank you for having me, first of all. My name is Jumpy Robinson. I work for a company called Digital Expression. Started about 2001.
Again, another dead spot. Let's get rid of it.
Started about 2001, and really we focused on using video to just really promote your company. We started off teaching people how to use multimedia to create their own video projects, and with the emergence of video online, it's really become possible for people to not only do their own videos, but to have video content that they can produce all the time and have people know who they are. So I think it's really important that people just create create their own video content and really promote themselves using whatever they have around them.
Okay. And again, in the end, we have an audio format that sounds great. And then from there, what we can do is we can put video or photos on top of it just to cover up all these little slits that we have here. So we have the opportunity next to cover it up. And that way our video will not only sound good when it's played out smoothly, it will look good when it's played as well. So we have part 1 done. Again, if you haven't seen the video on how to cover our cut audio content, please go back and look at that one. I will put it in the description below. But this is how we get our audio from less than perfect to perfect, in my opinion. When it comes down to it, editing can be a lot more than just taking long brush strokes. There are little details inside that you can address as well. And by doing that with your audio before you start editing the video that you see is going to help you out immensely, and it's going to help your videos come out a lot better. And even if the video wasn't perfect when you shot it, it can be perfect in the end with the right techniques. So go ahead, try these editing techniques out, and if you need any help, please let me know. If you like this video, please comment in the comment section below. Please like the video if you like it, and subscribe to our channel because we have a lot more on the way. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you soon. Good luck out there and happy content creating.